everyone, and welcome to today's nichebot live call-in show. This is the show where you get the intervention you need to blow right past those obstacles that stand in your way. I am your host and founder of nichebot X since 2004, Jim Morris. And let me tell you real quickly why I created this show for gold and platinum users. For one, as usual, people blow right past the quick start guide or any type of manual, which is really the foundation. You can go ahead and start using it, but it's unlike, it's like not knowing the inside tips and tricks on how things work. And unfortunately, like us males, we tend to not use manuals. We just go dive right in. And this is a special nichebot show. As you can hear, I got someone in the background I'll be introducing shortly. There's a couple of other reasons. Plus, the content here is customized towards you every week. Because this is an interaction type show, we take care of those questions that you have rather than just throwing stuff at you. But like I said, this week and following this week, we've got a special guest, and we'll be working with him on his website and optimizing it and taking someone who's actually completely brand new to this and taking them through on how to position their site on Google so they have a true presence rather than having to spend money on advertising. So it's going to be a very low budget type thing, which I think is very appropriate for most small businesses that don't have a big advertising spend budget. The other thing is this show is about getting clarity and having breakthroughs. I myself, when I started in 2004, well, actually I started back in 2000, I didn't have my breakthroughs for 4 years. I didn't have some platform like this for me to get feedback from someone who's actually gotten to a place. I had to, hit numerous brick walls until I finally was able to understand what exactly I needed to do. And, I've owned businesses before, but this online thing was a totally different beast because you have to sell online without you being there, without your voice being there. So one of the things that is very true to me is that breakthroughs come with repeated exposure to using techniques that work. Quite often, many people try something and they don't follow through. They go, oh, I got no result the first or second time, so this thing doesn't work. But if, obviously if you've got a technique that someone's recommending to you, that you trust in them, yeah, and it works, you have to, unfortunately, sometimes do it sometimes 10 times, sometimes 20 times until you get a result. Classic example for me is, let's just talk about a video game, right? Video games, you got to learn how it works and so on and so forth. Yeah. And my favorite game on my iPad is Home Run Battle 2. And it's crazy because at first you got to learn how to the timing, the hitting the bat, and all that sort of stuff. And I could probably tell you that I've got probably 500 to 800 hours in on that game. But
That's a lot of hours,
yeah. I mean, right now I'm like a 5-star champ, and and that sort of thing. But I didn't get that good because I tried it once.
Right.
Right. So that's really a really important thing. There will be a replay of this show. Just go ahead and log into your members area inside nichebot. Click on where the live show is, and it'll take you right to where the archives are. I'm going to go through this real quick, but I want you to share my epiphany that came to me in 2004 when discovering the power of backlinks and basically using your keyword phrase in a hyperlink. And this is one of the things I'm going to share with you. Zach, I have Zach with me on the line, and he is one of the founding partners of musicalstew.com. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right
I'm
on,
excited
right on.
to learn this stuff. So.
Yeah. So we have Zach here, and he is completely brand new.
Completely
Don't know what's
brand
going
new.
on.
Nothing.
Nothing. Zero.
Yeah.
You just use Google to search, right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, so while I'm sharing with everyone else on the line
Uh-huh.
about my epiphany that happened in 2004, keeping in mind that I started in 2000, I didn't get this big epiphany till 2004. Okay. I mean, because there's, unfortunately, when you want to try to learn how to market your website online, there is so much stuff. People are just trying to sell you.
Yeah.
And everyone's selling the magic one push button thing that's going to do it. Well, if it works for everyone, I mean, if it works for you, everyone's got to be using it.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's just, there's no such thing as a one push button. I could completely verify that.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
So we're gonna cover some of this ground, but I discovered the power of backlinks, and that's basically a link that is pointing from an outside website into your website.
Okay.
Okay. And most preferably, it's going to be a link that uses a keyword, a keyword phrase that you want to get ranked for on Google. Because what happens is Google finds web pages through going through links. You know, it follows one link to the next to discover as many pages as it can to suck it into its index, right?
Okay.
So as it's doing that, you know, it goes through a link, but not only does the robot go through a link, it also reads that word that's on there. And that word that's pointing, that word that's in the hyperlink that's pointing at your site, you know, it could be the home page, could be an internal page, you know, a secondary page. That link with the word, you know, the words in that hyperlink, so the keyword phrase, it could be 2 words, 3 words, 4 words.
Right.
That is literally like a vote for Google that says you're popular on this topic.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So things are very contextual, you know, especially, you know, I mean, obviously if you've got someone referring to you over at Musical Stew from a plumber site, it's obviously going to be not as powerful as if it was coming from another music type site, right?
Okay.
Because everything's really kind of topic related. You know, when everything's on topic, that gives more authenticity to Google ranking your site or giving you credit for that backlink, you know?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, I mean, because there's ways, you know, there's ways to manufacture backlinks, which we're going to talk about, and that's really the way you want to go. But Google's way of thinking was, in the beginning, was that you're going to create content that people will want to naturally link to. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way.
Right.
And plus, it's so, now in 2012, there's so much jungle. There's so much jungle, right?
Yeah.
That you get lost in the forest.
Well, that's what people like me are intimidated by. So
exactly.
So this is good.
Exactly. And we're going to take things and we're going to chunk them down. But yeah, so basically, this is what a hyperlink looks like in the background. This is the code in the background, and you see the keyword phrases right in between those, the greater than sign and the less than sign.
Okay.
All right. Now, I used reciprocal links to get backlinks to nichebot and other sites back in the days, and we're talking about 2004, 2005. Basically, a reciprocal link is me asking somebody else on another site to link to me, and I'll link to them.
Okay.
You tell me what your keyword phrase you want on my site, and I'll tell you what yours. So it was like an equal exchange, and this actually can happen today as well.
Okay.
It can happen today. There's no reason why you, Zach, can't call somebody up. You know, you can get someone's phone number of their website, you know, who their contact is, and call them up and say, you know, I'd like to do maybe a guest article.
Okay.
Right. So reciprocal linking was basically just, it was a really sort of bare bones, like really simple thing.
Like
agreement.
I'll put your business card up in my shop. And
and you put a little snippet of text on one of your pages linking to his page, and he would do it to yours, right?
Yeah.
Which is great, but nowadays you want to, that's not as popular to do nowadays.
Okay.
You know, the more popular thing now is, you know, obviously, especially doing guest articles on sites, especially related sites that relate to your topic, and those backlinks become that much more powerful. Those keyword phrases that are in hyperlinks.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a bunch of ways to get inbound links, and you should find whatever style. There's like, I don't know, there's 79, 84, 101 ways to get backlinks to your site. We're going to explore the quickest, most common ways for you to get them.
Okay.
All right. Now I want this is you know, a great lesson for you, Zach. Getting inbound links always trumps content on your page. Okay.
Okay.
Google looks at the content on your page and it will say, okay, these are the keywords on your page. That's what we're going to rank him for, something in there.
Okay.
Okay. But you can do only a certain amount of optimization on a web page until you've reached maxed out your points. Say you can only get a max of 100 points.
Right.
Once you reach that ceiling, you can't do anything more to optimize that page. And if you're still at like position number 25 on the third page, you're not going to be able to get to the first page.
Okay.
That's where the power of backlinks comes in, because it allows you to break through that ceiling of maxing out at that 100 score. It can take you up and above and to infinite levels.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So it's something that it's so powerful because, like I said, that link, when Google's robot goes through it, which the bot is called Googlebot. Go figure, man. Okay. When it goes through that, I told you, it's like a vote, a popularity vote.
Okay.
When it's outside your site, you know, on someone else's site, you know, and the more power, or we'll talk about that in a minute, the more power a site has, the greater that weight of that backlink is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So there's basically like an authority gauge, and we'll talk about that too. Okay.
Google being the authority? Or?
No, Google is the authority, but it's the way they weigh in on who is an authority out there on on particular topics.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I see.
So if you have some person that, like you, hasn't done any backlinking, hasn't done any web promotion, their site's not going to be an authority.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And there is actually some sort of an indicator that tells you. Google has this thing, even though it's not really all that important nowadays because it can be manufactured, which we can manufacture those links coming in. We could build content on outside. We'll be talking about that. But it's called PageRank. So it's a measure of 0 to 10, okay? 0 being you are not on the radar, right? You know, and 10, there are maybe 54 web pages on the planet that have a PageRank of 10 by Google.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
It's very hard to get a PageRank 10.
Yeah.
You have to have literally millions of inbound links.
Wow.
You know? Okay. So basically, you understand what I mean by you can only you have a ceiling put on you as far as optimizing a web page.
Right.
You know, and you know, using the proper keyword, using highlighting. We'll be talking about the different factors that affect getting a page ranked, you know, optimizing a page to get it up into the ranks of Google.
Okay. And
obviously you want to be in the #1 spot.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Interestingly enough, just as a sidebar, the difference between clicks on the top ranked site and the second site is huge. It's like a margin of 30% less traffic.